Hello. So this is sorry, this is why I don't do this. Um like YouTube is just like this stuff is just it doesn't ever work. Everything's breaking. So we're trying this today, but everything's just breaking. It's slow as hell. There's all this stuff already saved in there that is from like forever ago that YouTube didn't clear out. Yeah, I mean like that's why is that my problem? It's because they don't have any cache resets and stuff. Yep, there it is. So that's interesting how I see. So it's combining it, I guess. I just it's so slow today. Trash Windows. One sec. Just trying to figure out why all of this is not working. So there was an old thumbnail. Everything's running slow. The chat wasn't working. There was an old title I had to change. Like just everything that you could imagine where like so now we're clearing out the views and we're lying about the views. Yep, now we're lying about the views. Because this is a dual stream. So this is in the swipe feed. So anybody should see this now. Everybody should see this across the platform. This is a dual stream. So if they're gonna sit here and hide views this entire stream, oh man. Yep. And they're already starting it because they didn't know. So that's where you can clearly see here we are 5 minutes into the stream and they're full of shit. I'm watching everything run really slow on my OBS too. My OBS is running slow as shit. Yeah, I mean that's just trash Windows. And then my browser window's running slow as shit too. But again, that's Windows trash framework. Again, resources are fine. Every time I tell them how much memory I'm using, the next day I'm using more. Every time I say on stream how much memory I'm using, by the very next day, my system is now using more. This is why I don't fucking say anything. So you guys remember how I said what my percentages were recently? Well, you know, now, after saying that, conveniently, yep, it's more than usual. So again, YouTube has so many problems with their system. So many. And this stuff has always been a nightmare that destroys hardware and stuff like that because they can't actually like fix it. So they just tap your hardware and use yours. How is there a third like on here when my concurrent counter says 2? Yeah, that's what I thought. I refreshed that 3 fucking times and it didn't show the proper concurrent. So, you know, that now we're having real problems. So, again, concurrence matching with the likes right at the start of the stream. Concurrence matching with the likes right at the start of the stream. Just 4 concurrence, 4 likes. Four concurrence, 4 likes. Look how jumpy this is. What the fuck is that shit? This is literally how trash Windows is. This is the shit that I'm dealing with, where Windows 11 is getting more trash by day by day. Day by day by day. That is not the 5 Series card. That's got nothing to do with the 5 Series card. That's everything to do with the inability of Windows to properly use your 5 Series card. It just looks like that while you're streaming. Because the Windows is trash. So again, Trump's FBI is literally just killing multitasking. He doesn't want you to be able to do multiple things with one machine. That's all he's doing. He's literally killing multitasking because his FBI is literally incompetent. That's literally what's happening. Because they're so incompetent, they're literally just sitting here attacking random people because they're scared of them. That's literally what's happening. Well, shouldn't be surprising. There's a bitrate shifting. So that is a result, again, of them trying to freeze those concurrents, as you can see, and they are frozen. So when that bitrate is shifting around, they're doing something to freeze that little concurrent counter long enough it doesn't pick up on the new concurrents coming in. And it just starts a downward trend of de-escalation. So again, it's just a scammer with an impersonation account, like all the other scammers on this platform with impersonation accounts. And the reality is, these are terrorists living in the United States. Trump's not doing anything about it. He knows about it. And, like, these are the Nazis secretly attacking people. And then, meanwhile, the point is, he's branding, you know, immigration as terrorists. Like, people that are coming here to actually, like, flee and seek asylum in a new country and stuff, start over, that sort of thing. Well, we offer that to people. You do. And you should be willing to be receptive of that. And so, you know, just the fact that we have so many people being disinformed in the thinking that American immigration is racist, that's just not. That's not how we do immigration. You know, we don't just pick people colored by the color of their skin. And that's what we've been doing lately. And then meanwhile, the whitest dude of them all is doing it, all while painting his fucking face orange. The whitest guy of them all is doing it, all while painting his face orange. Why is my bitrate shifting around? Do I have to get my lawyer on the phone again? Why is my bitrate shifting around? Why is my bitrate shifting around? Yeah, that's what I thought. That's what I thought. Yeah, so again, we're doing a dual stream, okay? This is literally in the swipe feed. You will be able to see this in the swipe feed, okay? It's not a vertical. It is a dual stream, though. So we can do this. It's just that, again, this scammer has broken my account. We already know that the scammer has it designed so that when I'm playing Vampire Survivors, there's a lot of shit going on. You know, that's just gonna spike and drop the bit rate. You know, we already know that. And there's a monstrous number of things that can be theorized that could make this happen in Windows 11 conveniently. After all, like this year or two of bit rates shifting around and stuff like that. I wonder if I got the other one over here. I think I did, but let me just check. After all this bit rate shifting around and stuff like that, you guys know how much we dealt with this, where we're calling it out and abrupt endings to streams where we called out Trump and stuff like that and all that. We're getting all this trending for, you know, that stuff. But again, you know, we, you guys know that, like, you know, as you know, like, we've been dealing with this for that whole, you know, prior to this and stuff like that. And so, like, the point is for Windows to come in and have a framework that literally you could theorize at any given time literally just does that. Like, there could be a monstrous amount of things that could cause the streaming software to do that just because of how the operating system works with a 5 Series card. And they did that shit on purpose. So you want my advice? Go to Linux. Go to Linux. Am I heavy rolling? Why am I heavy rolling? That's weird. We'll fix that. I'm not sure why that was the case. I guess I didn't realize how heavy this sword was. probably all it was. Because I do have Bestial equipped. That's pretty heavy too. That's one of the heaviest ones, if not the heaviest. One of the heaviest. That shit, he just blocked that with a tree. So, as you can see, it caps at a certain number and then slowly dwindles downward. So again, that is the result of what they did with the bitrate there. Yeah, it should be all over the place, man. Did I do all of this? We'll go check this. I don't think I did. Because I don't have the thing here. I think I have to finish this, actually. So there'll be a boss battle here at some point. I don't know when, though. It's just another one of those quest lines that you gotta do a bunch of stuff. So I'm still friendly.
Be gone. There is nothing more to say.
I might have to do the other thing first.
Is something the matter?
Yeah,
Squeeze another lesson.
Yeah, I have all that. I didn't finish. Hold on. Let me make sure I grab this. I think I did. Yeah, it doesn't look like it's out here. Yeah, it's not out here. So I grabbed that already. Oh, wait. I did forget to do that. Does that do anything? I'm better check that. Just in case reading that actually does anything. Because that's his storyline.
Is something there to squeeze?
Okay. I think I have to do this. He is still there. Maybe I'll have to get this guy first. Probably gonna disappear on me. It's a weird spot for the mimic. He's full aggro. Oh boy. All right. Thank you, Mimic. Your help was most welcomed. All right, now we'll grab this site. I've done all this before, guys. This is Journey 2. I have gotten everything in the game one time through. Like, basically literally just, I tried to do everything that I possibly could. I even went around and looked for every site of grace that I could possibly get. So, at one time, I had them all, with the exception of the one that disappears after you touch the thing at the end of the game. If you don't touch it and you just fast travel out of there, I found out that it doesn't go anywhere. You can keep it when you touch it. But you also, again, that also gives you the ending. So. You will have to do that, but you can keep it if you don't do that. So if you ever want to do that, just to let you know. I've never actually done it. Who's... okay. We'll see if I can handle this section. I know before so before when I came through here, I think it was my poise that sucked, and I was not able to handle it. Because I started this as an astrologer, and then slowly went to faith, and then slowly went into strength, and so it was the sort of thing where since strength I did like kind of last, I didn't realize a lot about poise and all that at first, and so we just had to address that later on. And then once I did, you know, obviously I was able to sort of take a lot of these types of hits without getting knocked over, and then inevitably, you know, that's inevitably what happens. A lot of times you get knocked over, and then like it's a slow process of getting back up. So I actually, you know, I think that those aspects and those elements of the game are cool difficulty mechanics, for sure. I personally have always liked the hands. I know some people that they really don't like them. I actually do. I think they're funny. They remind me of the Thing from Addams Family, right? That's what it's called, right? Thing. It's the hand, right? I personally think they're just funny. I mean, yeah, they're a pain. They are, but they're also funny. Did I rest? I didn't rest, did I? I'm okay, I think. Let me not do that, though. I want to conserve resources if I can. Okay, so he spotted me. Where's he at? Well, not in combat. Oh, now I am. Oh, no, I'm not. He's going out that way. Good. Thought I was for a sec. I just ran right over that. Sometimes it looks like there isn't. I've already done this. I've gone around there's really nothing. You just do the thing, and that's pretty much it, I think. Just that I feel like they put a lot here. They want you to. This will be a spot eventually. It's just, I don't know. Right now, I may not want to. I don't know. Maybe I should try. I was okay with these guys up on the hill. But this should be a spot eventually, where you just come in and do this pretty regularly. Yeah, see, that's what would get me before. And then he's gonna do that. Maybe I don't want to just do that now. Maybe I want to do my objective first, and then try to just dodge this for now, if I can. Right there. Here he comes. That wasn't so bad. If my poise is better, it should help with that. The range is insane, so you gotta be careful. I think I got it. All right. So we did that one. The next one should be there, right? I shouldn't have to do an additional one. I should be able to just go back there, right? I'm pretty sure. Let's try it. Let's try it. That should be fine now, but I'm not 100%. I may need to like look something up and remind myself. I'm not really sure. Yeah, he's still there. Well, no, yeah, he's supposed to still be there. What am I supposed to do? There's something I gotta do.
Be gone. There is nothing.
Oh, there you are.
Oh.
The exalted timbre of
Oh.
the bell has reached these ears of mine. Gracious, the starry sky is wondrous tonight indeed. Only your fate shines brighter. But fate can be a strange thing indeed. The hanging bell you sounded was not the one on the map I gave you. The bell you found was in fact here. Take a second look at the original map, and may the gleaming stars guide you evermore. I fear that you have borne witness to the whole of it. The conceits, the hypocrisy of the world built upon the Earth Tree. The follies of men. Their bitter suffering. Is there no hope for redemption? The answer, sadly, is clear.
Oh.
There never was any hope.
Oh.
They were each of them defective. Unhinged from the start.
Oh.
Marika herself. And the fingers that guided her. And this is what troubles me. No matter our efforts, if the roots are rotten, then we have little recourse.
This guy's nuts.
Ever young Nick saw things for what they were. He knew that his bloodline was tainted, his roots mired in madness, a tragedy if ever there was one. That he would feel compelled to renounce everything. And the blame lay squarely with the mother. May the gleaming stars guide you evermore.
I think I can just go out there now, right? Where... Isn't it here? Doesn't he... Isn't it here, though? It's, like, under his chair, right? Oh. Okay. Oh. My fault. My fault. My fault. My fault. I did have to... I think I still had to rest, but... Because he was still sitting there. But my fault. Let me do this first, too, because I think I have to...
How did you... Did Count Emir reward you with that? Then I see you have gained his trust, and therefore mine. I am Yolan. The night is yours now to wield.
Oh, that's out. I'm done with that.
Don't get the wrong idea. We are neither friends nor confidants. I am merely honoring Count Emir's wishes. Enough of you. Enough of you.
All right. Now I think we can go down here. I think. Or wait. Maybe I should rest one more time, because I feel like she disappears, or you have a battle with her. Something happens with her. Hold on. Okay. I guess not. Alright, maybe it's after. Here we go. Oh. Rest. Okay. So I got that now. Hold on, let me, there's something down here, I think. Maybe I can't get it again. Whatever it was. Yeah, maybe that's... Maybe it's just something it's gone. Or maybe there was nothing. Not sure. To be honest with you. I feel like there was. What the hell? I'm supposed to be able to do that. What the heck? That's there for me to sound it. So evidently I didn't do something. Cause I can't interact with that. I should be able to interact with it like the other one. What the heck? She's still there too. Why is he there? What the hell?
Did you espy something unsightly, perchance? Well, put it out of your mind. The stars will reveal.
Yeah, they're
they're
interfering with the game.
Free yourself of any misconceptions.
You see the bitrate drop or the FPS dropping in the top a little bit? They're trying to impact the game now. I've been seeing it little by little too.
Oh, hello.
Yeah, this his quest line was like over.
Enough of you.
Oh, okay.
Stop. What did you just say? Wait, no. Say nothing. I have one star alone, and only his words will do. I will say this much. I am in your debt, but I will hear no more. I have one star alone, and only his words will do. Be on your way. I will hear no more. Be on. I will hear no.
Yeah, since I fixed how stuttery it is, they're just trying to do that all over again. That's all they're trying to do. See what I'm saying? And like you can see it sort of starting a little bit here. Even as I drag the map, remember how smooth that was? So I told you eventually, they're just gonna do it again. Like that's the point. It's literally this fucking garbage. Or YouTube has this problem where they attack your shit because they don't like how smooth it is. And they have other people do it. So like a point is I got this person to surface. This scammer. And he started doxing me, started, you know, stalking me, my family, everybody. And all because I was pointing out things like this where YouTube was making the game run like shit on purpose. You know, like... So remember, the point is I fixed the stuttering issue, but as you can see, they're trying to cause it again where it's sort of stuttering around, and it's not supposed to do that. So if you remember the other day, I fixed this. But as you can see, it's still... If you remember, I could stand in this spot and do it consistently and do this, and it would never stutter a single time. And now it's just doing it. Why would I have even pulled him? Why would I have even pulled him? Why would I have even pulled him? So you see what I'm saying? They just do this shit, and it's non-stop distractions. He's all... I would not have pulled him. He's all the way down there. That's ridiculous. Look at all this stuttering. That's absurd. And just the other day, I showed you guys that it wasn't doing that. That I had fixed that. So why is Windows so trash that it's doing that again? See what I mean? I can't even move the mouse without it doing it. It's just literally trash. So why is it doing that? Why is Windows so fucking garbage that it does that? Like, literally, why is Windows so fucking trash that it does that? I mean, that's just trash. Look, it's still doing it. It's stuttering around like fucking crazy. Just literally should not do that. Why is it doing that? Because Windows is fucking trash. Like, look at this. This is garbage. Look at that. I mean, that is fucking trash. What is it even doing? What the fuck is it even doing? That's a mouse hack. That's a mouse hack. They're literally hacking USB devices again. Yeah, more distractions. So, it shouldn't be skipping around all over the screen. That should be smooth as shit. So why isn't it? And why are you trying to, you know, again, conveniently, after I say that this is smooth as hell, after coming off of a stream where, you know, again, Windows could not run the game because the Windows is trash, not the card. And so we proved that this game was smooth and it was fine. And so after doing that, they're trying to make it look like that's, you know what I mean? They're trying to disrupt that now because we're playing it. When I already proved that I could sit here and do this and it wouldn't skip around a single time. Yet today, you can see that it's back to doing that, and it looks like trash again. And again, never does it on Prism Studio. Never once. Looks fine on Prism. Never once doing it on Prism. Because again, I'm using OBS all the time, so they're just attacking OBS. See how trash this is? It's just skipping around all over the place, yet my FPS is not dropping. So again, that's trash Windows. That is literally garbage Windows framework. Garbage. That is literally trash garbage Windows framework. The more stuff that's on the screen, the more it's going to do that. That's it. It's literally that. Just like with Vampire Survivors. And that's not the case, because again... So first of all, Windows is running like shit when I'm streaming. It is. It is running exactly like it's been hacked. Windows is running like it's been hacked. I just confirmed that my virus software is still running and active. And again, just regularly dealing with hacks, where all these attacks start happening conveniently the day after I disable the government spying software in my CPU. Again, there's literally a built-in government spying tool into my CPU. It's my CPU. I can disable it. And as soon as I disable it, all this shit starts becoming even worse. Why? Why? Why are you trying to pretend like games can't run? Why are you trying to destroy games as they come out? Every new game that comes out, why are you trying to destroy it, Donald? Why are you trying to do that, Donald? See how they're trying to pretend like it happens when it's on, like, all the stuff? But again, the FPS isn't dropping. See what I mean? They're trying to pretend like it's happening when there's more shit on the screen, but my FPS isn't dropping. So again, that's got nothing to do with the goddamn thing. Look at that. Can't even walk in the game without it happening. Look at this. This is literally because the government is sitting here, everybody that streams, they're sitting here and recording your stream and storing it on a database. That's why. Because they're doing that. So it's causing all this. So because they're illegally just sitting here doing that, your PC runs like shit. That's why it's happening. See what I'm saying? Because the point is, and that's why it causes a problem for the bitrate, because they're sending it somewhere else. So the moment that more stuff is on the screen, again, they are downloading it. This is why sometimes it breaks my network driver in my PC. Because they're using my PC to do it. And piggybacking off my network to do it. My internet. I mean, that's disgusting, how malicious that is. Actually trying to sit here and pretend like literally I didn't show you just the other day that I fixed all that. And I told you this would happen. I told you it would happen. And it is. And it's just about exposing known framework issues with new stuff. Watch. Watch. I mean, this is... Look at this. This is trash. Look, even the map. I told you this. Remember the map would move fine before. I even showed you that. Look at the map. Jolting around and shit. Why? It's not doing that. So again, it's just causing problems for any of the new stuff. So the 5 series cards, all that stuff. Do you remember when the DLC was removed from YouTube, almost like it doesn't exist? You know, like the Shadow of the Erd Tree edition. They literally took it out of YouTube, like the game card itself, physically removed it. I was attaching that game card to my game, and they were spying on people. People were watching me because they were probably like, I didn't know that was a version. Elden Ring has a DLC. I didn't know. And then, like, all these people were probably seeing me play it because nobody's playing the DLC. So they literally just sit here and fucking attack this shit and learn what my niche is, learn why people are watching, and attack that. So literally, because I am so organically good for the gaming market, they actually had to physically attack the streaming software and the game to make people think the game runs like shit in order to get people to not, you know what I mean? Because if I get people to get into the game and they actually sink time into it, they're going to remember that and they're going to come back to my stream. So this is why this is what they're doing. Look at this. And then the times it skips around, what is your excuse then? Where we know it doesn't do that. You're just causing it. Why is it skipping around all over the fucking place? Well, because you're having the mouse lag behind. Look, even as I would move the mouse, it kind of went like this a little bit. It's a trick. See how it lags behind? It's a trick. See what I'm saying? If I move the mouse with it, so like, for example, if I were to ever use a controller, it would probably fix it. But then they would just hack the controller and cause the problem all over again and start messing with my inputs because they can mess with an Xbox controller. So that's the point. They want me to sit here and think it's that and then use a controller and then hack all my controllers. That's what they want to do. They want to do this so they can hack every USB device that you have. They have hacked my mouse at this point. So they're going to wait. What they're doing is they're hacking the stream. They're hacking my mouse. And then as soon as I go into a boss battle, what they're going to do is they're going to disable my scroll wheel because they know that I switch between stuff using the scroll wheel. That's what they're doing. They're trying to do that. So that way next time I'm in a boss battle, I can't actually sit here and use anything on my bars and would have that problem. So like again, you literally just see this organically happen where it's totally fine. And it's just not. So the point is, anytime I've made a real obvious stance with this, the scammer got very invasive and caused things to intentionally draw too much resource conveniently when people were looking into it. Anytime that's going to happen, that's all they're going to do. They're going to hide what they're doing by having these things draw too much resource anytime you're looking into it, which is why they're doing that. Because you're looking into it and they're trying to make it seem like the system, the hardware is just doing this. No, it's the fucking operating system that's using the hardware. Again. Memory's not even fucking trying. I'm using less than I was earlier. My CPU is at like 10%. It's not even trying. My GPU, 70 to 80%. Not even trying. Yep. All this and my GPU isn't even maxed out. I am streaming and playing this and my GPU isn't maxed out. Barely, I'm not even using half my RAM. And you're trying to pretend. Yep, I'm not even using half my RAM. And you're trying to pretend like any of this should be stuttering around. No, there's plenty of room before that happens. I always optimize things to leave room so that that never happens. Yep. And then meanwhile, stupid fucking people maxing graphics out, trying to, oh, look how good it looks, stuttering around all over the place like fucking shit. Don't fucking get it. And then meanwhile, here I am, sitting here, and I know how to do it, and I wanted to help. But this scammer wants literally never that to be the case. He wants to steal these ideas and for it to be, helpful to him, but take it away from me and anybody else. That's how disgusting this piece of shit is. So, you know, again, that's what's happening with the stalker, where he's been stealing my content to repost it for the sake of doxing, again, my family, like somebody's name in my family, just so that you can all see the embarrassing situation that my family was put in because, you know, people want to lie and shit like that. That's literally what it's all about. Where as I would trend and people would find out about the channel, want to watch it, want to promote or whatever, this person shows up very aggressively, doxes information, gets real personal. That's why I had to block certain people. You know, again, when 365 is coming in here every goddamn fucking stream, and he can't just not ask a personal question. He can't do it. He physically is incapable of coming in here and just saying something positive. He has to be toxic. He has to be a complete asshole. He has to know everything about everybody. And that's a real problem. Because that's somebody that you have to be concerned what he's doing with that. Like, why he wants to know that. So, I personally don't. I don't give a shit. I want to know somebody if I think they're actually a nice person. I don't think he's actually a nice person. I think he's a fucking scammer. So, like, that's the point. Like, I don't really want to kind of, you know, deal with that anymore. And so, you know, when I've just dealt with so many real people actually being scammers and stuff like that on this platform, you know, there's a real problem where YouTube isn't doing anything about it. Like, literally, they promote scammers. You know, I showed you that last night. I showed you that so many times, where they promote scammers. And you got the same person streaming the same stream to 3 different channels. On YouTube. What's he doing with that? That's called spam. That's called you monopolizing the market. You shouldn't have to sit 3 identical channels streaming the same stream. I could see if you were streaming to different platforms, the same stream. That makes sense. But why are you streaming the same stream to 3 different YouTube channels that basically have the same name? Because you're spamming. You're monopolizing the market. And then they promote it. It's all about who knows how to sit here and take advantage of botting and shit like that more than the next person. Because again, you know, this would never happen if there were checks and balances in the United States. The feds would lay the smackdown on what YouTube's doing. Because YouTube isn't. So, just saying. Trash platform. Stuttering around like fucking crazy because Windows is goddamn trash. Stuttering around like crazy because Windows is goddamn fucking trash. Stuttering around like crazy because Windows is goddamn fucking trash. Stuttering around like crazy because Windows is goddamn fucking trash. Look at that. That is trash. For that to stutter around like that. Trash. Trash. You're intentionally lagging the mouse behind so that it does that. Again, if I move it with the mouse, it'll eventually correct itself. But, you know, now they're gonna do something about that. Now they're gonna fuck that up because I was telling you that. See, it almost fixes it if I can actually get it to sync up. So that's the point. Like, they're clearly sitting here scamming the framework to be like, you know, oh, controller axis, analog stick, you know, instead of mouse. So it confuses the input. That bullshit. Because like all the other times I told you I had some sort of controller issue in Windows, I wasn't making that up. Clearly there was controller lag and button issues, and this person has been doing this for a long fucking time. I mean, I know how to tell when my controller, you know, like I'm gonna sit here and just own up when it was my fault that I did something stupid. I'm not gonna just sit here and bitch and moan about some stupid thing I did. I don't care. Literally, I don't fucking care. If I did it, okay. I don't fucking care. Like, alright, whatever. My fault. I'll try to not suck. But, again, when I can sit here and deduce that I physically can't do something because of a problem happening, you know, that's no longer me at that point. That's... You know what I'm saying? So... I just don't fucking care about that. If I went down here or not. Yep, I was already here. The door's open. Probably just like ran down and did it. I thought I heard one. Maybe not. Yeah, like... You know when it's doing it in here, that it's not the fucking game. Like, there ain't shit in here. Why would it be stuttering around like fucking crazy in here? Yeah, that's framework. Look, when I look at the ground, it's like shit. And then I look up and it's not. That's framework. See? And then it's fine for a little bit, and then it'll just start stuttering around like fucking crazy. Garbage. Such trash. That is Windows trash. That is so garbage. And again, that's not happening for me at all. That's happening for you guys. They're doing it on purpose so that you don't like the game. And I've stated this. I've stated that they want people to dislike Elden Ring and these games and stuff. You know, like they Donald Trump literally does, you know, he'll spend $40 million on a solid gold fucking statue of himself. But if you want to play a $60 game, oh man. Yep. He's that much of a piece of shit. Look how bad it is. Like, they're just trying to make it really bad on purpose at this point. Like, literally, this piece of shit is doing this so that he can look at my log files and figure out how, like, you know, everybody's doing it to him. He's literally doing this so that he can figure out how I fix it. So he can endlessly sit here and use that. Yeah, oh, and my bitrate is moving around all over the place. Oh, man. Oh, there it is. Wow. Yeah. So you know that's the case. You know I would have had a shitload of trending in here. Yeah. Yep, and they're sitting here trying to cause the problem with the bitrate. Yeah, they're sitting here on purpose causing frames to drop. Frames don't drop from my stream. There's a setting in OBS for that, you stupid fucks. Why would frames drop from my stream? You're causing that. Yeah, so again, all of this stuff that's ever happened where the bitrate moves around, there's not giant sections of the stream missing. So again, it's all been about that. It's all been about them trying to censor everything you're fucking saying. And I've said this. Where they're trying to manufacture a way to actually cut out what you're saying from a stream. To censor free speech. And they're hacking my system to do it. Yep. So, I'm actually going to call my lawyer because that just happened. My lawyer is aware of the situation regarding, you know, again, the fact that, again, when the bitrate shifts around like that, you know, there's a setting for that, okay? You know, essentially, it can adjust for that, and it's not going to, you know, just sections of the stream missing. So I'm actually going to document this and send this on over to my lawyer, because sections of the stream missing and stuff like that is absolutely the integrity of my channel being impacted. So I will be documenting this and sending this on over to my lawyer. Yeah, basically just my entire framework runs like shit now when I'm streaming. Ever since what I did with Google, all the stuff I did with Google. So, like, essentially Google, clearly had some, malicious things that they had me do, on purpose, that I, again, will be taking a look at and talking to my lawyer about. Clearly that's what happened. Where, you know, again, just like you don't trust AI with your health records, you know, an AI, you know, a lot of times, again, that's manipulated by the government. So, you know, they're on the other end of that, you know, telling it what to say and stuff like that. So, you know, it's important to remember that. Notice how that 7th concurrent went down the 6th, and it's not happening nearly as much. Almost like they're actively hacking my system, and that was causing it. Because I literally stopped them from being able to spy on my system, so the only time they can do it is when I'm streaming. Yeah. So the second I start my stream, all this shit starts happening. And they're hitting emojis, they're... Yep. Yep. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna document this. I'm gonna give my lawyer a call and ask him how to proceed. So again, if the PC was actually struggling with the graphics, again, as we've talked about many times before, that the FPS would be dropping way the hell down. And so again, when you have incompetent FBI sitting here doing things, meddling around with shit they don't know anything about, the more I say this, it just tells them exactly what they need to do in order to convince people that know things about this. So again, the more I say, the more they're gonna try to do exactly that. Okay, so I just want to point out right now that again, you can expect to see them try to attack that, as we saw a little tiny bit earlier. But again, it is difficult for them to do that with the anti-cheat system, and so that's why specifically they are trying to get me to play this and then at the same time attack it. Not too much, because then I won't, obviously, you get what I'm saying. So they 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 are trying to break the anti-cheat so that the US government can sit here and fuck around with people's games. The incompetent trash US government that is the Trump administration right now. So again, I will be suing the Trump administration. I will be filing a massive lawsuit against the Trump administration, against Donald Jackass Trump himself, and I will be filing a massive lawsuit against Google, against Microsoft. A lot of this will be under the same umbrella, where these companies are governed by the U.S. government because they are monopolies. And so the U.S. government's supposed to be responsible and govern them, but instead is actually taking advantage of the fact that they are monopolies. So again, that's where those checks and balances are being abused, and I will be suing Donald Trump himself, as well as Kash Patel and the FBI, for blatantly sitting here and doing absolutely nothing. If anything, doing the opposite, actually contributing to this and helping it. All right, so you guys, thanks for hanging around. You guys are gonna have to help me out here, cause you know, like it's the sort of thing where like we can see this. We can see this happening. And like, look at this, look. They put all your stream key information here for people to see too. This is so stupid. It shouldn't be. They shouldn't leak your stream key just because you want to have your control remote. They did that on purpose, so that you don't put your control remote. It's so fucking. It's so fucked up. I can do whatever the fuck I want with my control room. You shouldn't have fucking done that. So, let's talk about how. Hang on. I'm getting there. Let's do this quick. So I need your help, because you guys are seeing this, right? This is supposed to be a dual stream. Okay? You guys are seeing it? All right? So here's the other one. Also, only 27 views being counted. And we see these hard caps here where there's no spikes. That's not how a stream looks, guys. Like, this is how they're screwing up my channel. Like, they've been doing this for a while. It's supposed to be like spikes and stuff, like it, in order for it to be normal. And like, why does this shit autoplay? Like, I didn't even know that was playing. Like, that's so fucking stupid. Like, literally, YouTube is so trash. This is so trash. So, you know, you can clearly see this is supposed to be a dual stream, but it's just not. Like, it's literally just not. So that's what I wanted you guys to take a look at, is to show you right here. You can clearly see it is. It's right there. But it's not. Like it's not. Like, you can, like, obviously you can tell that you can't actually swipe from the stream. So it's not. Hey, what's the point of that? Like, you'd have to actually do 2 streams. And then actually, like, run another stream separately, like I do a vertical stream, obviously I do that. But, like, I mean, like, literally, horizontal and a vertical separate. Obviously, that causes problems. Like, the point is, they're supposed to be able to do this. And they never do. Like, YouTube can't do shit right at all. So, like, the point is, I've told you that I got this person to surface. I've told you this. The person that's, like, screwing everything up. And YouTube is, like, looking the other way hardcore with this person. I am reporting it. I have showed you I am reporting it. I have showed you for years that I have reported this. Look at this hard cap. Look at this. What is that? You know what I'm saying? That's ridiculous. By the way, I saw I like to give shout outs when you know, you know, not all the time, obviously. You don't want to sit here and you know, talk about everybody all the time, but I wanted to say I appreciate the fact that Philip DeFranco covered the, you know, is covering some of the flock camera stuff. So if you head on over to Philip DeFranco's channel, he did a video just recently, just uploaded a new video talking about the flock system. So appreciate that. Appreciate the coverage on that. I always appreciate him giving his input. The whole point is he tries to, I think with his channel, he tries to give you as unbiased, you know, coverage as possible. Just talk about it, extrapolate the facts of everything that happened. And he will give his opinion, but he'll state that, and then he'll say that he wants to hear what yours is. So I actually appreciate that, and you know, he's got a really good comment section, and good channel overall. He's been around for a long time. So longer than Trump. Longer than Trump's been a politician. It's been around longer than that. So appreciate that. But this is ridiculous. And like, other than a scammer, who's gonna sit here and hit this button that much? You get what I'm saying? Other than a scammer, who's gonna sit here and hit this button that much? Other than a scammer. It's like, I'll probably be playing a boss battle, doing well in a game or something like that, and that thing's probably just flying up the screen, I'll bet. Not watching it, I can't, I'm like literally just playing the game. But it's like, this is how malicious this is. Just like every stream with this person. They don't go away, they don't, no matter the amount of time, the amount of leeway that I give, it doesn't matter. When I showed that I was going to stop for a while and give it a break, this person found me on you know, like you know, like through other people on social media and stuff like that. Mine's all private, you can't. So of course, you know, the only way you could, you know, and was doxing and spamming, making accounts on there, and you know, just following me, just showing that you know, if I, you know, wherever I go on the internet, you know, this person, they're gonna harass me, they're gonna follow me around, and then if I quit the internet, if I leave the internet, they're gonna assume a presence that is mine. They're gonna pretend to be me and be malicious, so essentially forcing me to be a streamer, to be on the internet, but also if I were to like just take a break or quit for a while, again they would, you know, again they would assume as me, and I wouldn't have my presence here canceling that out. Hence why they're you know, so aggressively doing all this. I mean, obviously it fits the scam to do it too, but you know, like the core reason. So I just wanted to show you that you know, it is a double. It is a dual. You should be able to swipe, but you can't. Ridiculous. And these are hard caps, like, you know what I mean? Like, I could even believe that it would go down a little bit, but like, it's not gonna, you know what I mean? Like, it just, clearly that means it was gonna go up during that. You get what I'm saying? Like, that's a hard cap. Like, I could see it. Maybe I shouldn't say it, but it's like, I keep educating this person, just like, these are the things that should just be obvious to anybody, I think, that can do basic arithmetic, that, you know, you kind of look at a graph and you understand kind of what's going on here. Man, if why would just exactly that amount of people, no more no less, you get what I'm saying? And this is consistent, like that I'm not talking just like one stream here and there off. No, I'm talking like this is like the consistency of that. It doesn't really fluctuate. And it's not ugh. That's not how it works. Not all the time like that. Look at this. Come on, man. He went over it. That's funny. Trying to get the other guy before he went out of range, but didn't happen. Wow, there's that bit rate. There it goes. Wonder if we'll see a bunch of stuttering now. Oh yeah, imagine that. Yep, imagine that. Imagine that. Imagine that. Imagine that. Those FBI's fucking up your games. Imagine that. Oh, look at that. That was a bit of a delayed reaction. After like after a full minute, he finally turns around and roars. Well, there we go again. Stuttering all over the place. It should not be. We will be suing the Trump administration for all of this. Like literally everything I own is under attack. Literally, just literally everything. It's easier just to say that. Everything I own is under attack. It's easier just to say that. Everything. If you think I have a device or something, even not a device, a normal thing that normal people have, that's like technology that, you know, in this day and age is a necessity, basically. You know, again, not even just that, you know, like, you know, other stuff. Like, literally normal shit, you name it, that's under attack. Whatever you could name, it's under attack. All because I have exercised my right of free speech and called ICE MAGA Karens. All because I did that. I've been aggressively under attack ever since then. Now again, there is a scammer still doing stuff, that impersonation scammer. But we have, again, the Trump administration actually attacking me after that. So, see how bad the stuttering is? Again, I will be suing the Trump administration for sitting here and doing things to cause all these problems. So there's the stutter again. Just pointing it out that it's not the game, that is the Trump administration. And they're monitoring devices on all of your shit that causes all these problems. It was sort of like the flock cameras, how they're spying on everybody. Anybody can spy on that. Manipulate it, store it, steal it. Anybody. Pretty much. Wow. Still massively doing it. I'm just moving the mouse around. I'm literally just moving the mouse around. Well, and now we have it again. We literally have it again. Just intentionally. Intermittently as they want to do it now. So I will be suing the Trump administration, and I'm just stating this as many times as we possibly can to reaffirm that this is illegal, spying and illegal surveillance on your devices already. But all of these issues that are causing problems for my streaming and the games, as you can see it right here, stuttering around all over the place, where I'm saying that I already fixed this, and then it's this bad now, this quickly. Well, again, that's how badly they're sitting here fucking around with my device while I'm on stream. Again, I already pointed out that what they did caused an issue for the bitrate earlier, as you saw. So again, they're sitting here hacking and putting monitoring things on here illegally. So that is what is causing all of that stuttering effect that you see and stuff like that. Where, if you remember, we again recently just showed you that I had fixed all that. And again, could go into that main area, the DLC, and just sort of walk around, and it would never happen even once. But now it's, it's definitely just sort of starting to do it quite a bit. Oops, see, it's gonna start. But we could just keep doing that. It wouldn't do it. Now it's getting to the point where it's just gonna start doing it and stuttering around all over the freaking place. And again, you can see the FPS in the top left corner the whole time that we're talking about this, never dropping. So, again, we're not talking about problems with the game, we're talking about issues with the streaming software being caused through the operating system, through the framework and the operating system. And it's literally just causing a problem for the encoder. It's just stuttering around all over the fucking place. No reason at all. Again, not doing that on my game, just doing that on your screen. Trash. The point is, it was never this. It was always them just slowly getting worse and worse with it. Again, if there's something, it's completely absurd when we go from, again, like this isn't really ever stopped with the bitrate and stuff like that, where this person was always doing that, but just sort of slowly worked at it so that way it seemed more gradual. You know, obviously, since I'm the one dealing with it and I've been reporting it, YouTube's just pretending like that's not the case. But obviously, I have all that documentation and I have been showing that. And, you know, it's just the same person that was doing it before. You know, just changed their YouTube account to something else. Start doing it again. You know, just has an impersonation account. And then, you know, again, because, you know, this trash administration manipulates these Nazi-like terrorist trolls, you know, essentially that's the point, is that's the terrorism, where these guys, you know, are just sitting here harassing as many people as they possibly can, so that it affects families, it affects everything you're trying to do. So again, just in some form or another, just full on harassment. And again, remember, you know, social media and stuff like that is, you know, used for believe it or not, identity verification sometimes with certain things. And this is so fucking stupid. Or this person, you know, can just make a scam account. And some people actually believe this. And they can cause all these fucking problems. So look at how bad this is. How fucking trash this is. Where, like, I'm just literally standing here and it's just stuttering around for absolutely no reason whatsoever. Yeah, no FPS drop, just stuttering around for absolutely no reason whatsoever. My mouse gets behind again. We talked about that. Where the mouse drags behind. So that's something they caused. Like, remember, I was like, I've never seen it do that. Now it's just doing it all the time. So yeah, like, again, a lot of this is USB hacks to make things intermittently run at too much power. You know, like the mouse, the camera, the mic. That's what they're doing. So they're just making it intermittently run at a higher power setting mode. Intermittently, not, you know, permanently. And obviously that stuff's set to not do that. So, you know, they're sitting here and just figuring out ways to send too much power to devices and stuff like that as I'm streaming. And then so, like, if you do that intermittently, obviously it's going to cause all these problems. And so, like, even as they're doing this, you can see how much leeway I have. Like, I'm not trying to push anything to the max or anything like that. And, you know, you can see that I have plenty. I already talked about the resources that I have left over. I have plenty of resources left over. This shouldn't be happening. Plenty of resources. My GPU isn't even at 100%. It was at like 80 or something like that. It's not working. It's not working. It literally doesn't even try and alt fully. Again, my RAM is fine. My CPU is barely doing anything. So again, what they're doing is causing all of this. It should not be happening. And again, my operating system too. Like that's kind of my point. It wasn't running like that. Like, they're clearly sitting here and hacking it because I disabled those monitoring technologies. Remember, I told you about that. And I told you which one it was. I specifically told you which one it was. So they went and looked it up, And now, so you should have realized right after that, when I specifically told them that they were able to come in then and start doing all this shit. You should recognize that. Where if they recognize which one it is, they're going to come in and start trying to do all that over again. Just, you know, in the framework, you know, without that. And that's clearly what they're doing. And, you know, those drops, that bit rate and all that, you know, again, that's very suggestive of what they're doing there. And I've had plenty of logs to tell me, you know, that they are literally interjecting code, malicious fucking code. We're documenting plenty of this shit. And I wonder how many people realize there's technology lawyers out there. Like, you know that, right? Like, are you dumb? Or, like, do you not know that? I think people probably just don't know that. Yeah. So, like, that's kind of the point. Like, this guy, I think, just, like, doesn't know things. And sort of does this stuff. Got really smooth all of a sudden. Did you notice that? Not interesting. Fascinating. So all of a sudden... Wow. There it is. A little bit. A little bit can happen there. A little bit's acceptable. Not this constant. And a little bit being not a pattern. Something that just happens. A pattern means somebody's doing something. Yeah. Not interesting. I mean, there was a little bit, but... Boy, that is fascinating how that just cleared up right then, huh? Yeah, that is pretty interesting how that cleared up a little bit. Spot. Oh, just lower, isn't it? I'm done. All right. Notice how it's like more of a pattern now, where it's every like 3 seconds or so. It's better than it was, but it is like almost just sort of constantly happening, but only slightly. So yeah, it is still happening. That could be residual effects too. Because sometimes they do it so much, it just really messes up the stream. Yeah, it is still doing it, as you can see. It's stuttering a bit. Right there. Yeah, right there. It's doing it a lot now. So yeah, it is still doing it. But it did clear up for a good bit there. That was interesting. So yeah, now it's pretty constant again. It's pretty consistent now. Look at that. Yeah, they're just trying to. Again, this is like a social engineering thing, so keep that in mind when you're figuring it out and all that, like putting it together. I'll be right back. Actually, I have to take care of something. That's why rather than do that again and then come back after like a while, maybe I should just end this stream here. Okay? And you know, you guys get the point anyway. But yeah, obviously I can't, it's not a, it should be a dual stream. It doesn't appear to be. There's all these random problems with Windows, and again, this is the escalation of what everybody is doing to all of the software as a result of the Trump administration, just sort of letting people's, you know, oh, you know, you know, they cyber attack, we cyber attack them, they cyber attack us. Okay, that means that they're gonna have to, you know, like, and he gives them all the chips, the NVIDIA chips, to go through China first. So again, like I already mentioned, that the US is just China now, okay? So, all right, you know, I mean, may as well just figure on, you know, we're living in a communist society for a little while. And again, like I said, anytime Trump says something, just figure on the fact that, like, the reason he's saying it and offering it and getting like loud and defensive and stuff like that about whatever he's talking about, again, that's not a president that's giving you an idea of a like, you know, like, we're gonna do this or something. He's just bitching about something, while again, this is clearly the problem that he's creating. So, like, it's just literally a foreshadow. You can literally see it through him, where, like, he's showing you what a moron he fucking is. Okay? That's all you gotta recognize, where this guy's telling you every day that he's a damn terrorist. Okay? So, like, when he just says this shit, the reason he's exclaiming it and saying it is, again, because it's what he's doing. He okay? So, yeah, Iran had weapons of mass destruction, had nukes, after he got rid of the Iran nuclear deal that Obama had in place. After he got rid of that. So again, the reason we went to war was the reason he fucking created. Okay? How is this not exactly everything he's doing? Everything. Okay? Everything. Please look it up. Just start researching it. Spend the rest of the day or tomorrow, or whatever you're doing, for the love of God, look up the fact that that's true, and now consider it with everything he's ever said. Because that's exactly what's fucking happening. All you gotta do is be like, well, when he said this, I wonder if it was actually the Democrats, or if he caused that problem. Oh shit, let me look it up. That's all you gotta fucking do. And don't sit here and be like, oh, well, if CNN reported it, I don't know. Look, if CNN reported it, probably 3 to 4 other fucking people also reported it. Okay? People trust CNN. That's another reason why, you know, they're on some ridiculous fucking list, some media list, like this is Russia or something. Okay, the president doesn't sit here and spend his time lashing out at media and stuff like that. If they were really misreporting and they were really wrong, he'd be able to fucking prove it. He wouldn't just be sitting there stating the opposite while never having any damn proof. They always have the proof, and you're like, oh, I don't know. Okay? So hence why all these copyrights happen. where somebody shows proof, or smaller channels want to, but you know, copyright, copyright, copyright. So they try to make it more across the board where it's just a problem. People are getting copyrights and stuff. So you look at it like that. That's what everything is that's happening. All right. I'm gonna get going off of here because I gotta take care of something, like I said, but like I don't want to like concern any like neighboring countries or anything like that, but it is a concern. He is a concern. You know, like when the guy is renaming the Gulf of Mexico to the Gulf of America, when we already have several Gulfs in America. Right? The Gulf of California, is it called the Gulf of California? See, I don't even remember. I gotta look at that shit again. See, I forget shit too. Okay? It's okay. But at least I remember that America has several Gulfs, and the right and wrong of you don't just change one just because you want to. It's really weird. Like, why is he focused on that? Why did we kidnap a leader of Venezuela? Random country on the South American continent. Why did we do that? Oh, because, you know, Trump wanted to try to say some stupid thing about the cartel or something like that, right? Remember he bombed some fishing boat too. Don't forget that he bombed a fishing boat. Okay, it's not just Iran that he's causing problems. All right, it's everywhere. The views were just at 9, so if I'm not there to refresh that, they will really quickly push those views out, which is why I sit here and hit refresh. Okay, that's why. Now, yeah, yep, and they are not counting the 9th. So that's the point. When I go to the graph, this is the point. This is what I see, where I see them not counting it. So it did go up to 9, but they're not counting it on the graph. So this is why that's so important for me to do. It says, look, this doesn't even make any sense. It says 8. It wasn't 8. I never even said that. It said 9. And like I said, it went from here, shot up to 9, and then back down to 6 again. Now it just says 7. Where's the 6? And again, like we've talked about this before, where like I see this graph, I'll see a line like this, and I'll see like this line all of a sudden shoot down to 2 concurrents, and then like shoot back up, and then I started talking about that, how like literally they were like removing bits of the graph. So they started hiding this. They would remove it, but then like just fudge the numbers and re-add it back in. So like we still see them do it, but they just re-add it back in. So you know, while doing it, they just end up re-adding it. So again, we still see it where it jolts down and then conveniently, that exact amount of, you know, views are then, like we see over here, are then like starting to get subtracted from the stream. Where they literally went from 6 to 2 in these concurrents, and then 4 views will just slowly start coming off the stream. And then they don't process my streams while I'm streaming at all. They wait hours to a day after. Yeah, they're not even usually processing it after. That's why there's so many of those thumbnails that show you what that shows you, or it won't process it for 24 hours, where it says that. That's why I do that. So every time it says that, I just put that there so you guys can see that, because that's all the time. Shouldn't be the case. So I just wanted to show you this, and you know, show you what would happen. Yeah, I was talking a little bit there, and then obviously we saw the normal nonsense that would happen. Just like other times where I've talked about Trump, and they are running crap to, you know, get everybody not to hear it, to mess with the trending so it's not as big of a stream. And, you know, the point is then, you know, we have to talk about that. So it's just this endless cycle where, because there's no checks and balances for these people doing it. You get what I'm saying? So, yeah, it's just a lawsuit. All right, thank you for hanging in there with me with this. Just remember that this person gets personal, so we're running a lot of misinformation and stuff like that for people and whatnot. This person is the one that made everything personal and made everything, you know, originally I could just keep this about me and stuff like that, but this person went down that road, doxed, involved people's real names and stuff like that, and so that's why all that started happening. It wasn't something I wanted to start doing, obviously. So just stating for the record, but you know, I know some of you guys know that. Anyway, thank you for again sticking around. But I gotta get out of here and take care of something. So I'll see you later.